Hey everyone, let's do another review before the weekend. Not a lot to say this week either because things are playing out slowly as expected, and probably will take another week or so before the full breakdown, or not necessarily a week, but within a week. And yesterday we had a pretty big red day. We sort of broke down, but maybe not. Like the way I drew it here, sure, maybe, but maybe the way to draw it is like this, and it will still count as a hold. We are holding the 55 EMA, and I kind of expect several more days like the one we had yesterday, with green days like potentially today in between. Like for example, we drop, this was one, let's say 1%. We drop 1%, we bounce back, I don't know, 0.3, zero point 0.4. We drop another 0.8%, we bounce back again, zero point 0.2, zero point 0.3, something like this for the entire week before the potential for a sort of capitulation drop that would be pretty big. And that's kind of the whole setup. Looking at stuff, we have retro breath going negative crossover. This kind of rolling over as well. McLaren oscillator new lows, but doesn't really matter that much. Yesterday was 70 devol. We had this is percentage stock above 20, 50, 100 and 200 moving averages, and we had a big drop yesterday in this one. Like only 38% of stock are above the 20-day moving average. Positioning breath also rolling over and potentially going negative. So things are not looking very constructive. Google earnings dropped the entirety of Mac 7. Tesla earnings dropped quite a lot as well. Next week we have the other ones with Microsoft, Meta, Apple, and Amazon, and I would expect kind of the same behavior. Maybe one of them does well, in that not necessarily does well. We don't care about the earnings, we care about the reaction. So maybe one of them gets a positive reaction, but that's kind of it. Uh, and looking at the correlations, this is the Max 7.1 and it's tracking very well here continuously and predicting like a sideways period for the next sideways upish period for the first week of August or so, or for the next 2 weeks, let's say, before the bigger breakdown. Then we have the COSPI one, or the, what's it called? Let's use MU, the memory one, which should be at the peak of the cycle here and start going down once again until the first week of August. And this is going to be likely the main driver of the downside for the market combined with Max 7. But again, we shall see. And nothing really to say aside from these things. Like, it's a very, very slow process of a rounding top. VIX playing out as I generally how I drew it here, but again it's gonna be slow. Like look at this part here, a spike here, it went down, so a spike, spike before the this was the flush. So the flush started beginning here on the 26th of February, and this is the part where it blew up. I'm not too worried about the taco because because I think the market would disregard it. Like maybe we get a 1 day pump or something like this, which is not going to be too big, like a 1.5% on SPY or something. But we are nowhere near oversold enough or in panic mode enough to warrant uh, a bull phase of this market. And I'll let me compare this with SPY. I'll pin it to a new scale. So a large part of the huge rallies we've had recently, and recently I mean over the past couple of years, have been the magnitude of VIX spikes. So when volatility goes up big, it it enables the volatility crush that comes with it afterwards. And when we get like a huge spike, let's This is VIX, and it went to 60. So when VIX goes to 60, there's a lot of room for it to drop back until normal conditions, which is like 15. Let's say 15. It can go lower, but let's just say 15 is the base value for VIX under our circumstances. And it's gonna take a long time for it to drop to 15. But spikes like this ones, which are relatively small, don't give the same amount of backwind that would go to 60 would give. So unless we see like a huge VIX spike, there is no volatility crunch to happen to sustain a move back to like a multi-month bull leg that would begin from here, even with the taco, because we simply do not have the volatility crunch needed to sustain it. And as VIX gets crushed over time, the market continues going higher and higher and higher and higher. And this is not possible the way we are here. We are much more similar to this, and it went into sideways. Nothing really happened before capitulating, going a bit lower. So it's a much more similar to this setup in which it enables sideways. Maybe we can go back to the highs if we get a taco, like go back to the what's this? This is like 760 with a taco, something like that. But I doubt that we have the conditions to enable a rally. So even if we get the taco, the max upside is like 760, retest of the high. For Qs, it would be a lower high. I don't think it has the ability to even go back to the high 750. I think it makes a lower high, even with the taco, and we should still be going down here even if that happens. So for the time being, we continue waiting. Uh, I kept buying a bit more TLT because I think it, even with this behavior here, I think it will go higher. I think it goes to 90 before it goes lower. But that's kind of my only bigger position right now. Nothing really serious aside from that. The small stuff I posted. So I don't have any plans to buy anything except maybe more TLT. If we get this, my plan was if we hit this ghost print here at 5262 on the 20-year, I will be buying a bit more TLT. Again, this is not a big position. It's like at most it will get to like 5% of the portfolio, but that's kind of it. And no other plans to go big until we hit our thresholds for the liquidity correlations, and see what's if there are other opportunities there. So that's it for this week. Like I said, not a lot of new stuff, but thought I'd do the video just to offer some reassurance or reconfirm the setup that I talked about for the last couple of weeks. Okay, have a good one. Bye bye.